Ooh, and Wilbur wants to get in too, huh? We got bees on our pants. We got butterflies on our t-shirt. And we've got the cards are Tasha's Dragonflies. But we can't get to any of them if we've got somebody in the way there. Okay. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. This is the butterflies. Pretty butterflies, right? Okay. And this is kitty cats. And we've got bumblebees all over our pants. Bumblebees, yep. And we're going to use Tasha's cards today with dragonflies. Okay? And then before we get into all this, we are going to symbolism for dragonfly. Dragonflies transform from aquatic nymphs into airborne adults, representing the change that comes with self-realization and emotional maturity. Symbolism for butterfly. Transformation. Butterflies are known for their metamorphosis from a cocoon to a butterfly, representing the process of change and rebirth. Symbolism for a bee. Bees symbolize a variety of positive traits, including hard work, community, and fertility. So you see the theme here. The theme here is we need to transform, put into hard work, realize who we are and what makes us happy, and then give back to the community, give back to others, but doing what you want to do. So without any affirmations or any reading from Ishmael, I wanted to explain something about symbolism, okay? Now, the reason I brought this up is because I'm very much into symbolism. If I have a red cardinal come up to my window, then I go ahead and check out what red cardinal means. I just Google it. Symbolism for red cardinal. A red cardinal is a symbol of hope, love, and spiritual connection. In many cultures, okay, cardinals are sometimes seen as messengers from the beyond. So then I take that as a sign. Okay, we've got 328 on the clock. 328 angel number. The angel number 328 is a message that angels are supporting you and have heard your prayers. And positive affirmation. It can mean that you are about to experience an increase in abundance, love, money, time. Okay, that's how I live my life. I live my life all day long doing that. Okay, so that's something you may want to try. That's something you may want to do is Google the symbols that come to you. Okay, so today is about self-realization and listening and looking for the synchronicities. Okay, I seen one card here that was upside down, so I was just trying to find it. Let's see if we can find it. If not, let's just not worry about it. It will come out, right? This is Tasha's Dragonflies. And thanks for being here, Irene. Thanks for being here, Rob, or whatever. I can't see it too well, the chat. But so we're talking self-realization and then listening to your spirit guides, okay? So if they send you a cardinal, a butterfly, a bee, everything has a connection. Everything has a meaning. This fell on the floor, it flew out. So we've got spiritual awakening, ascension. That's what's going on right now. And if you can see the signs and the synchronicities, then it helps you. Okay, spiritual awakening and ascension. All right, bottom of the deck is spirit, the opposite of that, an STD, which is a spiritual disease. Okay, it can also be a sexual transmitted disease, but this says spiritual disease. So the two cards and what I just got done talking about is all about, do you want to awake and do you want to have a spiritual awakening, or are you going to stay stuck in the matrix and have a spiritual disease? Okay, having sex, getting sexual transmitted disease, having addictions, getting too much into housework versus spiritual work. All these things bring your what do you call it? Your vibe down. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do our 11 card reading. We've got somebody's more focused on money than spirituality. Now, I just said that. Now, I know you can read the card and you can say, well, a gold digger doesn't mean that. You can say whatever you want, but I'm reading the energy and then I'm pulling the card. So everything I just said about you're focused more on material things and money and matrix thinking than you are your spiritual awakening and your ascension. Therefore, you have a spiritual disease. Okay? You may not have a disease of something that you can tangibly point out, but it's spiritual. And some of you have a sexual disease because you're still playing in the waters. Okay, so we're going to continue on. We have, everything I just said. Addictions, alcohol, drugs, sex, gambling. So this is the warning coming out. Now, it could be something as simple as you eat too much sugar, you eat too many carbs, you don't exercise enough. It doesn't have to be full blown out whiskey drinking, going to the bar, having sex life, okay? It can simply be in your own house, eating all the time, being lazy, not putting spiritual first. This is first, okay? Then we have, this is a red flag warning, okay? Right now we're under a red flag warning in California, okay? This is a red flag warning for you. So why do I say that? Why does my butterfly come back and say that to you? Because it's about self-realization. Do you remember the symbolism that we just did? It was on self-realization, hard work paying off. You want to awake. You want to go into a spiritual setting. If tomorrow was to come and we had a solar flash and it said, okay, who's all going into 5D? Some of you would be stuck in 4 and 3 because of all this. And that's your red flag warning. Red flag warning. Okay, and then we have the 5th card out is we're trying to guide you toward your destined path. That's what this is doing. When it sends you the symbolism, it's trying to guide you toward your destined path. When I say it's 9:19 on the clock, right? And then look how fast. 9:19, angel number. The angel number 919 is a sign from the universe that you are about to begin a new phase of your life. That's what it's trying to tell you in this reading. Go to your new phase in life. Go to your new phase, okay? My hair, I know I keep messing with it, but it just is all over the place. But always authentic, never edited. Okay, so you're guided toward your new path. That's just what 919 meant. So when I'm speaking, the angel numbers are the same. When I'm looking out the window and I see the cat, okay, symbolism of a cat. Symbolism of cat.
Here's the definition.
Symbolism of cat. Mystery, grace, independence. So they want you to be independent. They want you to be full of grace. So this whole reading, are you seeing how it's tying in? We're halfway through right now, okay? We want to see what's underneath the STD spiritual disease. It says, new job and a black sheep outcast. So you think that you can't get this new position because you don't think you're good enough. That's what I'm getting from these cards. I know you can read them many different ways, but what I'm reading is that you have a spiritual disease of lack of confidence, thinking that you're not good enough, thinking that you can't do this, and the black sheep outcast. Well, guess what? There's a new job coming in waiting for you, and I'm saying it's your new assignment from your mission, because we've been working really hard in Astro. And last night they tried to kidnap some of us and drowned us in the ocean. Well, that didn't work too good for them because we flew away. And isn't that funny that today's reading would be about butterflies, dragons, and bees, because what do they all have in common? Yep. They have in common that we can fly. So that's what we did last night in Astro. We simply flew away, but we were all in boats. We were all in separate canoes, and we were on a big boat. Then they put us in little canoes on the ocean, and they were going to take us out and drown us. And somehow we knew that that was what the plan was. So we flew away. Okay. Now you can take that however you want, but it's very important. For one, the good guys, that's us, we always win, okay? The bad guys always lose. But there may be some casualties in the process. Maybe someone didn't fly fast enough. You know, this is really serious. I know I just paused there for a minute because this is really serious. And, you know, some of you are still playing a game here. Some of you are still gold digging, still in your addictions, not listening to the red flag warnings. We're trying to guide you, but you're kind of letting it go in ear, one ear, out the other. And then when it does come down to the fingers being pointed at you, you just use the excuse of, well, I'm not good enough. I'm not like you. I'm the black sheep. Immoral, no integrity. That's underneath the addictions card. So again, whoever is still immoral and has no integrity, red flag warning. You're not going to get a lot of warnings. And I don't believe in repeating myself to the point where I'm controlling you. So, you know, you kind of like, you got your red flag warning. You don't want to prepare. Then when the tower comes, you may not make it. Just like that person that might have drowned last night, because they didn't hear the people over talking, or they didn't sense the people's plan. A lot of this is about intuition. Toxic friends, yeah, that's what's holding you back too. You're hanging out with the wrong people, listening to the wrong stuff on YouTube, anything toxic. You see these cards are going exactly with how I started talking about your spiritual awakening and your ascension is not being completed correctly. And then I want you to see the light on the card. It goes with the light in the background. It's all just interconnecting there. See, everything that I talk about, everything that you see on the video, even down to the thumbnail, is so important. And a lot of you just listen to it, move on to the next one, listen to it, move on to the next one, and then do your own thing. That's what I'm getting at. And we're going to have to go ahead and someone in the comments, betrayal, liar, deception. You're always going to have deception, betrayal, and lies, but it's all around you. You got a lot of toxic friends. Look how many are there. We even had Susie Q in the chat section saying some negative stuff. You just can't get away from it. It's everywhere. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to look at the red flag and do something about it? That looks like a Mustang there. I used to have a 67 Mustang. Or are you going to be guided toward your destined path? It's kind of like, wake up, wakey, wakey. Okay, then we've got in the near future. And what's going to be in the near future is what I just got done telling you about. There's going to come a second where you don't get no more red flag warnings. It's kind of like the fires, right? 1 minute your house is there, the next minute it's gone. You had a few hours, a few days, a few warnings, whatever you had. Maybe you didn't have any, but you guys are getting the warning right now that in the near future, that's why they're trying to guide you in a different direction. Okay, so I'm going to pick the middle of the deck here. We've got a karmic three-party, third party involved. That's going right back to toxic friends, addictions. So I'm not sure who it is or what it is. Each of you will have to figure out your own life. But there's big time deception, betrayals, and lies going on. Because this person has no integrity. This person is a gold digger. And it is really keeping you from this new job and this new career in your spiritual realm. So they said this is a spiritual job that they're talking about that you're not going to get because you're too earthly. Okay? And then the last card is prison, physical, spiritual. So everything we just said is exactly that card. It's saying you're letting yourself be in a prison, physically and spiritually. So today's reading was not butterflies, bumblebees, dragonflies, unicorn, rainbow. Today's energy was free yourself or drowned. Yeah. So it felt kind of dark because that red flag warning comes and then the tower comes and then that's the point where you wake up with no house, right? So, and we're talking your soul. That's your house. So I would say be like a butterfly and a bumblebee. like on my pants here, and I would figure out how to be like a dragonfly and light up the sky and fly away from all this toxin. You guys are in a lot of toxin right now. Physical, spiritual. So I want to thank you all for listening. I am Miss Mystic.